Hi, I'm Ashley Love from T2B TV, and behind me is the J30 North Americans for 2016. 37 years ago was the very first one, and ever since then, about 10 of them have been held right here in Annapolis, Maryland. We have 5 North American champions in our midst this day, and one of them is right behind me, Wildcat. They are the reigning North American champions. So we have some good competition out here. This morning's been a little bit light, but the southerly is finally winning out over the northerly, so we should be able to get off some great racing. The first starting sequence is underway, and the boat end is clear to say it's popular. We have over half the fleet down here at the boat, even though the pin is slightly favored. Bebop seems to be on a good line. Blue Meanie, though, they are seasoned veterans. They might be able to push everybody out.
They're underneath, right?
Yeah, but everyone else is barging a little bit on them. 20 seconds to go, and boats are still being spun out here at the boat end. One boat is doing a 360 on the line. Wow, did we call it or did we call it? Blue Meanie, Steve Busby, he's won 4 of the last J30 North Americans. Two boats were over, but everyone is off to the races. Mundial here is actually being chartered by Zephyr 2.0, who won 5 North Americans in a row in the early millennium, so they're not to be underestimated out here on the right.
And Ashley, if I'm looking at the freighter sitting on the bay, it looks like he's getting out of the current since it's a flood going on.
Yes, there is much more current on the left that's going to hurt them on this upwind, so they're doing good moves, Bruce.
Bounce to the right place.
The gray boat, it's Gunsmoke. Linda Wachik from Baltimore, one of our 3 lady... Oh, she's not on the helm. She is the owner, but...
Dave Moss is on the helm.
All right. They're trying to make the right work, too, and it's looking pretty good out here. There's lots of pressure on the right, but it's going to be a long ley line call. George Stewart's Cannonball decided they didn't want to call it from that far out, and they're one of the first ones to go back, see how they're matching up on starboard.
Well, it just looks slow on starboard.
It really does. Well, they waited till they got to the breeze line, and now they're throwing over the helm. With the current pushing them right to left, they might not be over by any means. Some nice pressure from the right has got everyone on starboard. All Mundial needs to do right now is keep himself between the fleet and the next mark. He's already in a covering position. He's so far ahead. There are a few surprise boats coming in from the left. They fought the tide the entire way, but there must have been some breeze over there. They're mixing it up right here in first. Well, in second. Mundial is about 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the fleet, and probably easy to see why. Michael Ruzzi just finished putting this boat together. He is the owner. This Tuesday, he replaced every block, every halyard, every handrail. Those mahogany handrails are brand new, and it's proving to be quite the speed monster. And Ragdoll is in second, our first local boat. Right behind them, third, fourth, fifth, it's all a jumble. They've all got to stay high for a very high offset. George Stewart's Cannonball, named Cannonball by his father since they shoot off a cannonball for the winner. And they're hoping for that in this race. They won the North Americans in 1993 when it was the biggest fleet ever at 34 boats. So hopefully with this current, which they
have a clue how to do this, you think?
Yeah, they're locals. They stayed in the current the longest. They might have a leg up here. Ragdoll is trying to split from the leader, coming back a little bit longer in this deeper water. Trying to get over first.
Yeah, actually, I heard a lot of consternation going on board.
Well, yes, they're pushing this drop to the very end. The jib is not going up. They're having a little bit of trouble there. The spinnaker is still connected on with the pole. Okay, now that's coming off. They still don't have a jib yet, though. Yeah. That's their primary upwind tool there.
That's not helpful.
Meanwhile, Ragdoll has their jib up already. The kite is coming down. Something is wrong with that jib. It's now coming back down.
They probably have the halyard wrapped or something like that. Back up now.
All right, they figured out the jib. Now they've got to get it trimmed in before Ragdoll comes sailing over their breeze.
They've already got it. That's too bad.
Cannonball, another local who is very comfortable with their own boat. Rounding in third, they've got about a 30-second gap over to fourth.
And then there's everybody else.
I like them pushing that drop all the way to the end. That's maybe the best one we've seen so far.
Not a lot's going to happen quickly.
Wildcat here is one of the farthest boats traveled, hailing from Michigan. There is a very small gate situation happening here, and the first boats around it didn't really apply to, but when the thick of the fleet gets through here, it gets really tight. Infectious smile. It's Tristan Keene and his wife Sheila, our regatta organizers, out here in the middle of the fleet. They sailed for Ron Anderson's Insatiable, actually, for 10 years, who's also out here. And when Better Mousetrap came up for sale, they just couldn't resist having their own boat.
Oh, the former Better Mousetrap.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knew?
You know, he must be a glutton for punishment because he sails with his wife, his boss, and his Commodore, and he still thinks he has the last word. That's pretty funny.
Wow, that's just tremendous.
Gambit, Total Mayhem, Blue Jacket, Blue Meanie, all from Raritan Yacht Club. Except Total Mayhem, they actually sailed this boat from New Jersey to Annapolis, and now it's a local boat.
I heard they had practice with another boat before they got this one here.
Yeah, they had a Santana 30 that was called Total Mayhem, and it was destroyed in Sandy. They put it together, tried to sail it here, and they got caught in a storm, got stuck on Earl Navy Pier in 30 knots, and with guns drawn on them, they practically sank. So they jokingly call their boat Totaled mayhem.
Oh, total. Yeah,
Right.
got it.
Then they bought this J30 after that whole incident, and she got here just fine. Bruce Irvin's Shamrock is claiming that the Shamrock is a Scottish thing because that's what he named it after. He's got his 2 sons on board too. It's a family affair. Jack, who's 16 years old on the bow, and David, who's 12 on kit assist. Halfway up this leg, and it is still a close battle for first. Ragdoll just bowing over Mondial, well, Zephyr. Still a half a leg to go.
Sick, Ashley.
I do too. They could be on lay.
They're looking like they're pointed right at us.
David Johnson's Avenger found some breeze on the left side and is now converging back in with the pack, ducking those first 2 boats. So it is still tight for first here, guys.
He's in the mix.
Robin Beth Lundahl's Ragdoll, first around the second top mark. They said so far their biggest claim to fame is making it into the Dr. Crash calendar with a spectacular roundup in heavy air. One of the last times the NAs were in Annapolis, but their claim to fame this race is that they're kicking butt. Well, Zephyr was the first one to jibe. Ragdoll wants to stay between them and the mark and cover. And Avenger, they're loving being in third. They're coming over too. See what Cannonball's gonna do. They're gonna extend. The extend may have been the move, guys. There is a lot more breeze on the right looking downwind here. They're jibing back now. Ragdoll and the other group have been a little light so far. The 2 sides of the course have converged. Ragdoll still has it, but Cannonball has picked off Avenger and they are after Zephyr. It's going to be a photo finish here between Cannonball, Zephyr, and Ragdoll. Cannonball, appropriate, sailed high and fast all the way down those downwind legs, and they get that Cannonball that they were named after. Incredible racing. Wow, what a first race for the North Americans. Wow, what a race. There are still 2 days of racing to come for the 2016 J30 North Americans, and with so many incredible names here, and impressively so many incredible locals here, there's no telling what's going to happen. Thank you to the Boatyard Bar and Grill. Thank you for joining me from behind the camera, our producer Bruce Nairn. I'm Ashley Love from T2P TV.